Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my home. My name is Becky, and I am so excited that you're here today. Well, it's October the 2nd. It is now socially acceptable for me to start wearing all of my Halloween pajamas, my Halloween shirts, start decorating my house, my yard, do all the things that bring me the most joy. I have been working very hard all week long in my living room. Today's video, I knew that I had a lot to decorate, and I knew that I did not have a lot of time to do it in. So today's video is going to be just little clips throughout the week that I took after work, after church, after whatever, during the week, where I just came in and did a little spot at a time in my living room area. We got a lot done. We got the hutch decorated, the Halloween tree. I got my shelf over here to the right, which is my little mid-century shelf that David fixed for me. I got the shelf above my couch, my coffee table, and my little shelf over here that houses all of my amber glass. So I got a lot done during the week where I just had some downtime. So today's video is going to be a decorate with me in my living room. Once this video is up, you'll have one more, fingers crossed, hopefully, of an inside decorating project that I have, which is going to be the kitchen, the dining room, and my Amazon shelf. Then we're going to do the outside, fingers crossed, this Saturday. I hope so. I'm really hoping so. Today would be a perfect day to work outside because it's so cool out there. It feels like fall. I don't think it would be miserable to get out there and do all the things that I needed to do, but it is a work day. I'm by myself. I do need David to help me with the outside projects because I have gone far beyond the little quick decorate with me, the porch decorate with me's that I can do by myself. We've passed that long ago. So now it's a two-man job and I need him to be able to do it. So let me just get you started on today's video. I just have everything put to music. I will do a voiceover to kind of tell you what I'm doing, and then I'll be back in just a few minutes. I thought I would start with a before view of what we're getting ready to decorate so you can kind of see what we have to work with. This is what I would consider the focal point of my living room because when David and I come home from work, this is what we're looking at. We're looking at the TV, obviously, and then we have the fireplace mantle and this picture window and this shelf. So I do like to try to spend a lot of time decorating this area. So we're gonna start with the window. I did this last year and I really loved it. I got these garlands from Hobby Lobby. You're going to hear me mention them many times throughout this decorating series because I use them throughout the whole house. Not only are they really pretty, but they're very inexpensive. They're only $8.99 regular price, but of course you all know you go to Hobby Lobby and you get the big percentages off. So right now everything's 40% off and they end up being $5 and some change. So I use them throughout the whole house. I also have them on the porch. I think, in my opinion, in my home, I like to use the same garlands or greeneries repetitively because it just makes it a little more cohesive because I have such a small house. So you're going to see the same greeneries and foliage over and over again. So we added some lights up there so they're going to match the lights on the mantle that I put. And then last year, I think it was last year, Summer went on Goodwill.com and she bought a lot as in a big bundle of vintage Halloween lights, and these were in that package. So when I was trying to decide where they all should go, I hung them up on this window and I absolutely fell in love with how they looked. They just looked so vintage and so cute. So I decided that I was going to do that again this year. So if you're thinking, Becky, you did the same thing last year, yes, I did, because it was adorable and I had to hang them up again. You'll notice that I do use the same decorations over and over each year. I do like to buy new things, yes, I do, but I also like to use the same things, but I like to put them in different spots. But sometimes if it ain't broke, don't fix it, because look how beautiful this is. I mean, why would I not do this again and again and again? So I've used these same haunted houses. I have 3 of them. I've used them all over my house. This is the first time that I've put them on this shelf, so we're going to do something different with that. I tried to keep that top shelf a little simple, because even though I love decorating this shelf, I went crazy on here last year. I filled it jam full. This year I went just a little more simplified, if you can even imagine me doing such a thing. But yes, I did, in my opinion, simplify things just a little bit on the shelf this year, or at least I think so. I'm trying to hide the cords behind the curtain. I need to get a little command hook and put back there to hold those cords behind the curtain so you can't see them. This is the second of my little haunted houses. I usually put them all three together in a row, but this year I separated them on the shelf, and I love the way it turned out. It just looks like a little haunted village up here, and maybe I'll add to it throughout the years, I don't know. But so far, just these 3 haunted houses have always just served me well, and I just think they're so cute. I was trying to show you what each one of these little doodads look like, and I was completely out of frame, so I added this little overlay here so you can kind of see what I was trying to show you. These are, I've had this little witch for a long time, many years, but I bought those other 2 Anna Lee figurines this year because I knew I had the little witch to go with it. Now that little witch is supposed to be a trick-or-treater because you can see that she has a green face painted on, so they go so cute together, and I made it look like they were just trick-or-treating in front of this house. And then I got those little fall trees from Michael's this year, just to add a little bit of orange and foliage and make it look like they were actually out trick-or-treating on a fall night. Here I go again, trying to show you something that is completely out of frame, so I gave you a closer view there. I got these pumpkins either last year or the year before at Home Goods. They're little bobbleheads. They're so cute, and I just thought that all of these little pumpkin faces together just kind of made me happy, so that's why I put them all together. And then there's Freddie. Freddie is a vintage piece that I've had for a long time. We're going to light him up and maybe add one more little doodad here, and then we're going to be done with this shelf. And on my bottom shelf, I decided to put the last of my 3 little haunted houses that I have, and we're gonna light it up just like we did the other 2. I also found some little figurines that are made by Department 56 very recently at the thrift store. They're just little ceramic trick-or-treaters, and I thought they would go so cute in front of this little house, and they did. And I had one more final tree that I got from Michael's. They were very inexpensive, I think like $4, so they worked perfect. I only needed 3 of them, so we just made a little trick-or-treating vignette there. I thought the shelf turned out so cute. It wasn't overdone. It was just, like I said, a little more simplified than last year, kind of had a theme going, and I really enjoy it. I'm enjoying looking at it. And then, as I do every single year, I'm coming back adding these little fall leaves. I got these leaves a long time ago. I use them over and over. They fall apart, they fall off the branch, but I like the way that it does that, because see how these little leaves here, there's just 2? Those are leaves that have fallen off, and they work better for me than the big bundles because I just tuck them in every nook and cranny of my home, and they just look like the leaves have fallen off the trees and they're laying on the ground, and I just love the atmosphere that it gives. Next, we're going to move over to this shelf that I have. It's just a random shelf. Someone gave it to me years ago, and I keep all of my amber glass in this shelf. And I have a Halloween piece that Summer bought for me that I absolutely treasure, adore, and love. And honestly, this is the only place in the house that it will fit. This is my Dapper Pumpkin Man, and I love him so much. He is rather large. I was looking for him one year and I couldn't find him, and Summer happened to find him, but she could only find him in this large size. Now, since that year, we have found him everywhere. many times in the smaller size, but this is the one I have and I love him, but this is the only spot in the house that he's really going to fit and that I feel comfortable putting him. So a lot of times this shelf gets decorated in the same manner each year. That sign that you're looking at is a DIY that I did. It is a quote from Halloween Town. I've told you about it before. It's like a reverse canvas. I did it with my Cricut. The quote is from Debbie Reynolds, aka Aggie Cromwell, in the movie Halloween Town, and every time I say this quote I have to say it in her voice because she's so theatrical and she's amazing, or she was amazing. But she tells her granddaughter Marnie in the movie, magic is really very simple. All you have to do is want something and then let yourself have it. So I have to say it in her voice. I'm sorry, I have to do that. So now we're moving over to the hutch. I wanted to put some foliage at the top and a few lights, so we have to do that first. This is the same garland that I told you about earlier that went above the window, and we're gonna put it here as well. Yes, I know I'm standing on the this is scary for me too. I know this is not something that I like to do, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But we wanted to get the foliage up first and the lights very quickly. I'll make it quick so you don't have to watch me teeter-totter on the top of this ladder, and then we're gonna get down to the fun stuff. Now, this is the part that I'm most excited for you to see. I decorate my hutch every year with the same Halloween dishes, and I have a cute little set. They're really adorable, but this year I wanted to do something different. So I've always wanted to do this and I've never done it. This is the first time, but I pulled down all of my pyrex from the top of my cabinets in the kitchen and got them all clean and shiny and new, and we're gonna decorate this hutch with my vintage pyrex. The colors are magnificent and glorious and amazing and perfect for the fall and Halloween season. I'm just excited to finally be able to do this. What I wanted to do, actually, I'm going to insert a picture somewhere so you can see the inspiration that I was going for. I went on Pinterest trying to get some inspiration this year. I did find a few ideas, but this picture that I'm going to show you, or I have already shown you, was kind of my starting point. It told me that I wanted to mix my pyrex with my tchotchkes and my collectibles, and then I wanted to also add a few of my Halloween dishes, not all of them, but just a few. I'll come in a few minutes and add those. So I just wanted to kind of layer everything and add it together to make the full display, and I love how it looks. I actually don't show it right while I'm decorating, but I come back later and I add some of my green pyrex in as well, because I do have a couple green ceramic tchotchkes that I wanted to add in. So I did come back and I added my green, and it looks even more glorious. So you'll see it. I'll do like a full overall view in just a few minutes, and you'll see the green has been added at this point. But love this hutch, love how it turned out. I've been wanting to put pyrex up here for the longest time, and I've never done it, and I don't know, guys. This might be how I decorate it forever and ever, amen, because it brings me so much joy. I can't even tell you. These are just a few of my Halloween plates that I have that I told you that I always put up there, but I had decided, well, I just wanted to do things a little bit differently, so I decided originally I wasn't going to use them, but as the process was moving along, I thought, well, I'll add a few up there just to see how it looks, and it adds some spooky factor to it. I needed to take those pyrex pieces down off the top of my kitchen cabinets anyway for Christmas, so we just went ahead and got the job done early. I'm coming in now with some foliage. Like I said earlier, I do this for all of my vignettes and my whole house. I just tuck little broken pieces all over to make it look a little more fall-like. And that bottom shelf I changed out about 17 times. Whenever I do the overall view, you're going to see it's completely different than the rest. I did kind of go with the theme of skeletons in there with just a couple little additions. That's the green pyrex that I added, and I added that little Frankenstein canister at the top too. But mostly what's in this on the shelf are my skeletons. They just went well. I like the white up there because it didn't overpower what was already a busy shelf. And then this is the bottom shelf, the final look of how it turned out. Like I said, I changed it a bunch of times before I was completely happy with it. Isn't it beautiful and glorious and magnificent and amazing? I love it. Oh, and I added that sign to the top as well, but I took it down. That sign ends up in my kitchen before it's all said and done. Now we're above my couch now. This used to be the focal point of my living room, and I always went crazy and elaborate with it. But now that it's behind us, when we're sitting in the living room, it does not get the king's treatment that it used to, but we still wanted it really pretty. So I've done this a similar display before. I put that's another sign that I made myself. That's the song from Hocus Pocus, when Sarah is enchanting the children to come to them. Come little children, I'll take thee away. You all know the song and you know the movie, so I don't need to sing this one for you like I did the last one. But I kept it simple, and I made the ta-da factor just with the foliage and the lights and everything, because honestly the only thing we have up here is a sign and one pumpkin. And you know, normally that would be very plain and simple for me, but when you add all of these when you add all of these orange leaves and the candy corn picks and sticks and stems, it really takes it above and beyond and makes it elaborate and makes it beautiful. So we just kept it simple, but it looks elaborate is what I'm trying to say. That was a lot of words coming out of my mouth. I'm so sorry. I don't do well with voiceovers. I do apologize. And this is the overall view of how it looks. I've had that pumpkin for so many years, probably 15, 16 years. It came from Kirkland's, I think, long time ago. Moving down to my coffee table, I decorate this coffee table the exact same way year after year after year. I reluctantly took that flower arrangement down off of my shelf in front of the window because I felt like I needed to do the same arrangement again. But it did not take me long to realize that I did not want to do that. I wanted that flower arrangement to be where it was. So I decided to do something just a little different this year. I got this adorable little pumpkin that lights up, and I put the skeleton hands underneath him, and he is too stinking cute. Of course, you know me, I'm going to add some foliage to every square inch of my home. So I just tucked it in around him, and it's perfect. It's not too much. It's just a little something, not too high that we can't see over it to see the TV. I loved it. Now, the only thing I did not have at this point while I'm decorating is a table runner. I found one later that I added, and I'm gonna put a shot in here in just a minute and you'll see the table runner. But what I had to do was take that table runner and actually cut it into a smaller size so it wouldn't be laying over the side of my table. I think those are the ones that come from either Dollar General or Dollar Tree, but they're the length of what a dining room table would be, and I just didn't need all that, so I just cut it in half. And it lays pretty well. It doesn't move around too much. So these are all of my cuddle blankets that I have. I actually did get rid of a few this year. You'll be glad to know I did do some decluttering, and I'm proud of myself for that. But of course, I bought a brand new blanket that's what I'm fiddling with at this point. So it really did. It just all evened out. It's okay. So we're just putting a couple little fun things on the chair, and I got a big couch potato sitting on there right now, so I didn't want to film her. But essentially what I'm doing is switching out the pillows on the couch from the regular pillows to the Halloween pillows. And then this is what I have left to work with. yeah, this job is nowhere near completion, and I am already tired and worn out. You can tell by the shadows on the wall that it is dark, but we have more work to do. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I had a good time. I'm loving how everything's turning out. I'm loving that it's just a little bit different than last year, which every year I do strive to do that. And every year I think to myself, what in the world can I possibly come up with different? I've done everything, and I always worry that it's going to be the same old. But it manages to work itself out, and we always do something just a little bit different. Thank the Lord, He helps me come up with the plans in my head. So that's all that I have for you for today. Like I said, make sure if this is interesting to you and you are having fun and enjoying this Decorate With Me series, that you have liked and subscribed to the channel, because we still have the kitchen to do, the dining room to do, and the outside to do. I cannot wait to share that with you. And I think, I haven't 100% decided yet, but I think I'm going to move some decor to the backyard this year also, because we have a whole development back there that can see my backyard. So I might move some things back there. So we're ever growing and ever expanding around here. So make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel, and you come back and hang out with me some more. Before I say my goodbyes, I do want to say one quick thing straight from my heart. Thank you so much for all the beautiful comments and the prayers that you guys offered up for my nephew Landon. We don't have any answers yet. We don't know anything yet. We're still waiting. There was a time period that the doctors needed to present his case and come up with a plan. So we're in that little time period right now. So everything is still unknown at this point, but I will keep you guys updated. I do appreciate you so much for all your prayers. Please continue to keep him in your prayers. I would appreciate it so much. But that's all that I have for you for today. Thank you guys so much for spending a few minutes of your day with me. It always means the whole world. Until next time, I love you all, and I'll see you later. Bye.